by everyone is a 4-foot pipe. We kind of, we didn't patent anything and we've paid the price for that. But the idea was we were able to use our design sense, work backwards, कि courier कैसे होगा, delivery कैसे होगी, बंदा उगाएगा कैसे, उसका हाथ कैसे पहुंचेगा, is it light enough for a simple housewife to lift, is it light enough for is it safe enough for a child to use? Working backwards, we got to our product, we started selling the product, and we did really well. Our biggest push came, so we wanted to raise money, and as I was raising money, Corona happened, and then we realized we didn't need to raise money, because suddenly we had these millions of people sitting at home, searching the internet for things to do, especially to grow their own food, and our sales just skyrocketed. So we were doing a lot of sales. I mean, we were doing 25, 30, 40 lakhs a month, just selling to end consumers. And that kind of worked really well for us. But then I realized something. I realized that this business, what we are doing, scales where it is. It's not going to scale more than this. This is the market. If we go back to India's addressable market, we only have 100 million people that we can address. Nearly all our startups are aimed at those 100 million people. The rest 1.3 billion people, I mean, they are not going to be consumers. So we realized that we had kind of reached the level of what we could scale reasonably. And after that, it would be marketing led, with basically a lot of money went in, and that would be a slightly different game, something that I did not want to do. I thought we are in a very good niche and we are where we are. At which point I then decided to walk away. So I thought it was very important for an entrepreneur to realize that the business doesn't need me anymore. So 2 months ago, I gave myself a 2-month break. I said, I'm not going to go to work. I delegated, we kind of built a team, these boys, and these are simple boys from small villages around Punjab. They're not sophisticated. They can't speak decent English. They can't write, decent emails, but their communication skills are really good. And if you let them do what they do the way they are comfortable, you'll be amazed at the kind of innovation and hardworkingness and tenacity they bring to any team. So these guys, they all run our team. I realized I was not needed anymore. It was very important for an entrepreneur to realize that I'm not adding value anymore. We are doing exactly the same that we were doing when I was leading it. Luckily, we've been able to build a wonderful team simply because of the raw material that we had. And then I walked away and I joined this place called the Innovation Mission Punjab to basically tell all you guys, I mean, all you entrepreneurs out there, that listen, entrepreneurship is tough. It's like jumping off a cliff, knowing that very few people are kind of going to get to the bottom. 95% of you guys will fail. 5% will succeed, and the 95% who fail, I'm sure will try again and again and again, and you will kind of make it in the third or fourth iteration. I've done 3 startups before this. I tried to do a food ordering app, and I realized, yeah, khana kaun kharidega app pe. A year later, Zomato launched. Then I thought to myself, so the idea is that don't sit on your ideas, go ahead, flesh them through, talk about them, go enter them, go hear from mentors what they think. And if you get the opportunity, go and live your kind of dream. So I guess that's my time. So I'm going to stop there and I'm just going to, Satinder, can I talk about Roar for a second right now?
Yes, definitely. I would like you to talk about Roar, so that people who are in the stage of generating ideas or thinking about launch their own startup, they will get to know about Roar and the platform that we are providing.
So listen, guys, you're in the golden period of Indian entrepreneurship right now, or the golden period of world entrepreneurship, right? Everybody and anybody is trying to invest money in you. Money is not a problem. The thing is, it's basically hand-holding and how to get to the next level. So I want every one of you who has an idea, enter this. It's called the Roar competition. We've got unbelievable mentors. That's our selling point. We're going to make sure that the idea that you present fleshes out. We have workshops, we have a lot of money, we have a jumpstart entry into our accelerator, which is the IIM Punjab accelerator. So we accelerate companies in places incubated by people like Satinder, like, you guys get incubated, and then we help you accelerate by connecting you to mentors and connecting you to funds. who's backing us. So in this particular thing, Saurabh Srivastav, he's India Angels, big boy. He's the guy who started NASCOM. Pramod Bhasin, I don't know if you guys know him. A lot of people. He's the head of Genpact, Clicks Capital, Asha Impact. Manoj Kohli, SoftBank. I mean, the craziest investor in this world. Nana is ex-CEO, country head of HSBC India. So we've got the who's who right behind us. We've got Rajan and Nandan, and we've got lots of local entrepreneurs. So if any of you have an idea, it can be an idea or it could be an early stage startup. You could be incubated wherever. It doesn't really matter to us. Apply right now. There's a QR code right there. Go down, scan that, apply, or go to the website, which is impunjab.org.event.roar. Apply there. It's a very simple application. And who knows, maybe there's a Zomato sitting in the 47 people attending here. Maybe there's a Grofer sitting here. Maybe there's a Ola sitting here. You know what's common about Flipkart, Ola, Zomato, Grofers? The one common thing is they're all from here. They're all from this region, and they had to go to Bangalore. They had to go to a Delhi to build their companies. We're hoping that you build them right here with us. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Somveer, for a wonderful session. So because now we are open for the interaction. Guys, take use of the opportunity. You can ask any questions you have with Somveer about his journey, about his startup, about Innovation Mission Punjab, and about the road, the platform that they're providing to convert your ideas into the ventures. So, hello.
Hi, sir. This is Abhishek speaking.
Hey.
Sir, my question is regarding the soft skills of the entrepreneurship part. And the question is, how do you ensure that the team stays put and we are not off track? I am managing quite a few number of things, and I would like to build a team that can work alongside and that can work efficiently. So micromanaging and macro managing at the same time, along with thinking of what we can do in terms of the vision, is quite at the two opposite ends. So how do I ensure that the team works well?
So there are a number of tools you can use. I mean, if your question is how the team works well, my first kind of reaction would be that, you should not do this alone. If you're doing a startup in today's date, so I'll give you a couple of tricks. I mean, if you're going to want to raise money, you can't do it as a lone startup in today's world. You're going to have a co-founder. If you have a co-founder, I would recommend you guys completely, divide your jobs in half. One guy does one part, the other guy does the other part. But I would recommend you use tools. I mean, we used to use Slack, we used to use Trello. So we had a way of kind of setting up benchmark and saying that this is done. Check off all the tick mark boxes, and it works that way. So that would, I mean, if you don't have a co-founder, I would recommend get one. And if you do, I recommend divide the duties, and post that, I would say use all these millions of free tools. There's a great post on LinkedIn. I'll reshare it today so you guys can just go and kind of relook at it. It's got the top 10 tools, top 10 free tools for entrepreneurs to use. And a lot of them have productivity tools. So you'll be able to do that well.
Good evening, sir.
What's up? Hey.
Can I tell my success story?
You have a question?
No, sir. I am an student entrepreneur, and we start a business in 2020. The company is the Brinkhead Kisan Producer Company Limited. Mm-hmm. And there are approximate 40 shares of Kisans in my village and other known Kisans. And our strategy in entrepreneurship is that we are improving our mustard oil, mustard grains, flour, wheat, bajra, like cereals extra that are grown in our own fields.
Okay.
Sir,
question here?
How to improve these skills in agri startup? How to improve these skills?
What skills, Manjot? What skills are you talking about?
In processing of in processing of our field.
You're looking for technical skills or you're looking for the business skills?
Sir, my background is BTech in food technology.
Okay, so if you're trying to say that I want to upskill, I would recommend that you
Yes, sir.
pick a startup and you go join any incubator which you find. I said is right here. You guys can just kind of jump on here. Once you're here, what we do is you tell us what your exact upskilling requirement is, whether you want upskillment in food processing in terms of milk packaging, because Punjab is going to become one of the top milk dairy producers nations in the next states in the next 5 years, or you want it in fisheries, because that's again going to be really big here. If you're looking at wheat and rice, and like, for example, you said mustard oil. So what type of technology do you need? You need cold processing technology. So that has to be clarified. If you want someone to think you through it, again, the incubators are made for this. They'll get the mentors. They'll make you think through it. They'll connect with us for us to get you guys mentors. So I would recommend. Listen, Manjot, you've got a golden opportunity. Get your startup. Go join in a good, decent incubator which does work, and I guarantee you it will work. And if it doesn't, you come back to me within 2 months and we'll talk.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, my own idea. Can I discuss?
Manjot, I think we are running out of time. We can take that in detail. So
we'll take that offline.
We can take it offline.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
So do we so let's take the last question due to paucity of time, if someone has the question now. So okay, let me sum up. Somvi, thanks for the great talk. And if I have to talk about the key takeaways from your talk, or from your experience, basically, I would say one need to be well informed and aware of the right timing, what to do in the business, what to do in the startup, when to launch the product, how to sell it in the market, and when to sell it. And one have to have that adaptability, need to change as per the change of the time, technology, and the market. And obviously, delegation to the team is important. When to deploy the team and delegate responsibility to a team so that you can go ahead and further work on expansion of your startup. And finally, execution is the key. There are multiple ideas, but if you're not able to execute it, there's no point. And so guys over there, like all the innovators, whatever idea you have, just work on it and get it executed ASAP. And for that, we have the incubator system in the region. And one of the incubators is ours, which is iRise Technology Business Incubator at ISER Mohali, one of the premium science and technology institutes in the country. You will get mentorship, you'll get world-class faculty support over here. You'll get the support from all the mentors, like we have Somveer and others. And obviously we have the office space and laboratory equipments for you to work on your product. So that's about the first session of Somveer. Somveer, thank you very much. We would really like you to continue for next session with us. And next we have Alexandre Monteiro Shekim from Brazil. He is an entrepreneur with a history of direct action in the creation and management of more than 7 companies, including 2 technology startups. Alex, you are there?
Yes, I'm here.
Great.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, absolutely. So
awesome.
You are the CEO for the DG Farms and serial entrepreneur, agronomist, investors, and obviously you're passionate about helping other startups to grow. So welcome on board, Alex. I suppose I can call you Alex, right? So that's
yeah.
So
you can call me Alex.
Yeah, great. So now you have seen the previous session where Somveer has talked about his journey. Now we want to hear your story and whatever the challenges that a startup would face at the international level. Maybe you can talk about the context of Brazil and what are the opportunities maybe for the Indian startups to connect with the Brazilian companies, and obviously what were the key takeaways for the startups to consider to starting business. So Alex, it's all yours. Go ahead.
Awesome. So thank you guys. Thank you, Satyendra, for the invitation. It's a pleasure to be here with you and all you guys. Congrats, Somveer, for the journey. It's awesome to watch other entrepreneurs talking about their journeys. So it's awesome. So namaste to my friends from India. It's a pleasure to share part of this journey that I've been doing the last year, so almost 30 years in entrepreneurship. So talking about my previous story, I'm son of agronomist and also agriculture guy. So I'm also a great son of people from the the field, from crops, immigrants from Italy. So, and since I was a young boy, since 9 years old, I realized that I was an entrepreneur. So I start to sell things, start to build things, and then I was in Brazil. You can have a company before 18 years old. So I was emancipated. So it's like it's a legal thing that we need to do, because they need to approve you, and your parents need to do that, so you are able to open your company. So that that was what I did. So I opened my first company when I was 16 years old, and then I had 10 companies at this moment. So DigiFarms is my 10th company, 3 startups in tech-based startups. And talking about DigiFarms, to you guys understand what we are doing right now, and to relate with my journey. So DigiFarms is a platform that was created to help this problem that we need to face, that is to produce food.
Alex, you want me to share your presentation at my end?
Yeah, I can share. Yeah, okay, it's better. But it was not allowed. It's you need to allow me to share, I think, to make me.
You can share now.
Okay, now it's okay. Yeah. Okay, so can you see?
It's visible, please.
Okay, so talking fast about DigiFarms, because we can talk later about other things. But the idea is to help in this worldwide problems to produce more food. So we understand that here in Brazil is different. I was in India, and I understood that the size and the way that you guys are producing food is different than we have here in Brazil. We have, of course, small farms, small fields, but the average is more than 100 hectares. So if we talk about a small farm here, is 40 or 30. So it's very common to see 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 hectares in one farm. So there are Brazil, it's huge. There is different regions, but in some regions the average is more than 10,000 hectares. So depends where you are. In the south, where I am, the average of the areas are smaller. So it's around maybe 500. Okay. So we understood that we will work a lot with grains and raw crops. So we understood that the average that what we are getting was lower than the maximum. So there's a huge difference between these two numbers. So there's a potential to double, triple, or multiply for 4. And this just understanding the average and the maximum, but we have a potential, a genetic potential to achieve. It's in soybean is more than 250 sacks per hectare. So what is happening? We need to understand that beyond all this problem, we have a complex scenario. So there are too many variables to understand and to manage. So the growers and the agronomists need to understand what they're gonna spray, the doses and the mixtures, the location and the climate effect, the genetics, the effects of sowing date, resistance, and other things. So because of this complex scenario, there are mistakes in the decision making, and because these mistakes, there's a damage, and this damage generate losses. So the point is how we can help these farmers, especially the small ones, to reduce these mistakes, to get more yield, and to produce more food with less cost and with less environment impact. So what we've done, we created a digital platform that is formed by algorithms. We use machine learning, artificial intelligence, a lot of data combined with satellites and other sources to provide from this analysis personalized recommendations. So that's how we improve these decisions. So helping growers and agronomists, but all other agents, other people in the chain. So we are delivering what, when, how much, and how. So what to use, agrochemicals, biologicals, the doses, the mixtures, the positions, when they need to spray, the special and the specific date for the very reality of each farm and each plot, how much, so the number of sprays and the alerts and notifications. So that's the way we do, and we are providing a personalized recommendation. Because here in Brazil, there is a lot of general recommendations. So people do things because they think that is the best, but they are not considering the very reality of each place. So we have a potential to double or multiply per 3 times the average yield. So that's why we are working like a Waze. Waze is very common here in Brazil. I don't know if in India it's very common. It's like a Google Maps. So it's a GPS software that understands what you are doing and understands, the whole traffic and helps you to follow the best route. So we use it here in Brazil a lot, and it's good to show what we are doing in agriculture. So we are doing exactly this thing in 2 steps. When you are planning a route, you can say, okay, tomorrow I need to be in that city or in that address. So what is the best route, to go through, and what time I need to depart. So Waze help you to understand it, and DigiFarms helps the farmers to do that in their crops, to understand what is the best products, the best doses, best tank mixes, best programs to spray, and purchasing the ideal products. Okay, and of course considering the costs. And then we have during the route, all this data that the other cars are providing, it helps to create the best route for the driver in Waze or in Google Maps. So it's what we do exactly the same, of course, in agriculture. So we have all this data that is combined daily in our algorithms, and it updated to the very reality of each grower. So we can help them to adapt, to adjust regarding all these changes that we have. That sometimes they want to spray and they can't because there's a weather situation, or there's a mechanical situation, or other issue. So it's very important to understand that what they've planned in general they can't do. So we need to adapt it. So that's how algorithms in DigiFarms works. So we expand our database. We work with a private and personal, our big data. So it's field experimentation and greenhouse experiments, and also crowdsourcing source. So every day we run a lot of field trials, greenhouse trials, and use the greenhouse. We started with 12 years of data, and every year we are expanding. So now we have 18 years of data in our system. So and it's important to say that this year we're gonna have 124 points of experiments in Brazil and also in Paraguay, because we are operating in Paraguay. So to move fast here, we are providing a very good point to these growers. This example, an increment of more than $180,000 for this. Of course, it's 750 hectares, this guy in the south of Brazil. So we improved almost 10 sacks per hectare using DigiFarms if you compare to the control area. So they started with a part of their land using DigiFarms, like 10%, 5%, and then they change it. So in the next year, they use 98%, but they keep an area to follow. What is the difference? Because they believe but they need to confirm every year. So the farmers are, understanding the technology. So this is a return of investment of 147 times. This another area in Paraguay, $76,000 of increment, and it's 65 times. Here another area in Cerrado. Cerrado is in the north of Brazil, not in the north in Amazonia, but in the north in the area that we have soybean, and it's more than 10 hectares bags per hectare. It's a huge farm, not a huge for that area. The average is more than 5,000 hectares, but it's a huge increment, almost $400,000 per for this grower. So it's 227 times the return of investment. Another area, 94 times the return of investment. So why we are unique? We go beyond dashboards. We delivered parameters and recommendations in real time. So we understood, talking to a lot of farmers. We went, to the areas. We interviewed. We've been accelerated by Google in 2017 when we are starting our journey in DigiFarms, of course, and we are again being accelerated by Google in another acceleration program. It's a tech acceleration program focused in artificial intelligence, machine learning, and other tech frameworks. So, but when we started, we understood that just to provide some, dashboards wasn't, the big deal. It is important to understand that the farmer, they are trying to get, familiar to this new area to make decisions using other things. But if you show a lot of data, they don't know what to do. So we go beyond. We deliver the way we deliver is a way. It's a way that we understand that it's better to start the relationship, and then of course you can expand it with some dashboards and some reports. But we are like I said, proprietary algorithms. We are hardwareless, so we have users and clients all over Brazil and also in Paraguay. We are expanding to US next year. We have some invitations to Europe, but we are doing step by step, but as fast as possible. We multiply by 4 our team from last year to this year. We multiply by 3.5 times the revenue, the number of areas. We have almost 2,000 farmers using our solution, and it's more than 400,000 hectares in Brazil. So it's very important to say that Brazil are now understanding how can I say, it's like how the technical, not the technical, but the technology that is not only mechanical, because we are very used to use this kind of harvest machines and sowing machines full of technology, but not information technology platforms in SaaS way that you only need to access in your mobile or in your computer or something like that. So this is getting fast, is speeding up, but we are in the middle of this process. So, and to be hardwareless, it's very important because we have a huge problem of connection in Brazil, in the countryside, in the rural area. So now we are starting to install 5G network, but it's a problem. We don't have 4G and other in the countryside. So if you create a solution that will need to access or to be connected to some machineries or to some sensors or weather stations, it's going to be a problem because you won't have connection to that area. So, and working offline, it's a problem, of course, because you need to take, to carry files, and we need real-time information. But DigiFarms can do that because we get this data using the latitude and longitude from a constellation of satellites, low altitudes, high altitudes, images, other kind of microwaves and other technologies, and also integrated with some weather station, other place. So we can help a small farmer like 10 hectares in the middle of Brazil, and we can help a huge farmer that are near of a city and that has internet. So we are expanding the parameters, and we started with soybean. Now we are working with wheat, and we are finishing the algorithms for corn. And next year we're gonna start to work with cotton. We are working in Brazil, Paraguay, and heading to US and Europe in 2023. So our journey we started in 2016 with the concept and the model. My business partner is PhD in this area. I am agronomist, like I said, but I had 2 MBAs, 1 post MBA, all in technology, sales, and marketing. But I'm agronomist, of course, and I know this. I've been working in this market and working with this, but I'm not a plant health guy. So this is actually the skills of my business partner. So he's well known in this area. So he has well known in research in this area. So more than 35 years of market. So we started to create these models. In 2017, we had our first MVP, and then 2018 we go to the market. Like in a avant-premiere moment, not in a commercial moment, but to expand our operation, run and participate in some incubations, not incubation, but in some accelerations in Google and other opportunities. And then 2019 we went to the market in real way, like hiring people. 2019 with 4 people, 2020 with 7 people, and now we are more than 24 people. So this is our journey, and I can talk more about this. And our business model is to provide this charging from $1 to $5 per hectare per season. So this is cheaper if you consider the return of investment, but of course in Brazil, people are getting used to technology, like I said. So it's something that it's like Netflix. Netflix in Brazil started around $4 per month, and now it's more than $12 per month. So they started with a price, and they are increasing the price because they know that you are engaged. They know that you won't cancel, because the value perceived is higher. So we have a higher retain of clients. There's no higher churn. So, and we are increasing the price. This price doubled from the last year to this year. So we are double the price, and we are triple, almost multiplying by 4 the area and the number of clients. Okay. And there are other vertical in business model that we are working on. That is dashboards, reports, and scores, especially insurance and credit score. We understand that we can provide a smart data to farmers that can share their personal scores to get cheaper insurance. In Brazil, we have some weather problems and other issues that, if you are not prepared, you can be in a bankrupt situation as a grower. So and regarding all this problem and the higher costs of this insurance, people don't use it. So it's very complex. So people don't use it, so it's expensive. And it's expensive because people are not using, So we understand that we can break this problem, and with some technology provide lower cost insurance and lower cost credit access, especially to the small farmers that don't have access to that, and they don't know what to do because they are very, they are exposed to a bias consultancy. You know, people that are helping them are at the same time selling things to them. Okay, so that's the point. So that's we are 3 founders, like I said. This is my business partner Balarjin, and there's another one, Bruno. And this is the team. This is the you know, the people that are helping us to create all this you know, business, that believed in our, you know, purpose, understand that we are helping to provide more food with less environment and all kind of impact. So we are here to improve the, you know, the way that things are doing in agriculture, especially, and starting with raw crops. And then we are, you know, understanding these models, how we can help in other kind of, you know, like in fruits and other kind of crops and vegetables. Okay, so this is DigiFarms. I think that my time is over. So I'm
we
here
have
to
time, Alex. We have time.
If
you want to share a few more things, we have some time.
Yeah. I want to say about this, how easy and how hard it is to do this. So I understand that if you participate in missions and in, you know, accelerations and incubations, it's very important to you know, to understand how this world works, this startup world works with MVPs and all this, you know, because like Satyendra said, idea is priceless. Execution is idea is ideas is priceless. Execution, that is the core thing that you need to do. So no, ideas are cheap. Execution is priceless. Now I remember the sentence. Yeah, so that's the point. Sometimes you have a good idea, but you can't put it in, you know, in order to make it happen. So think about your business partner. Think about the people that are with you. I've created another company before. I like I said, I have 10 companies. So it's like you fail and you understand and you know, you believe you need to pursue, you need to, you know, to persist, you need to keep doing things, but you need to evolve like a human being, of course, and like as a professional, as a startupper, as a business guy and entrepreneur. So I've passed through some hard times, but of course some good times. I understand that at this moment, DigiFarms is in the moment that I have the maturity to understand things, to build a team, to help my team, to create, you know, things in a different mode that I've been doing the last. So, but I'm a human being, so of course I'm doing mistakes and I'm learning with them. So what I need to say is to ask for help and look for some programs and things that you can learn more. I've created another company, like I said, one of them, it's a startup that was providing some recommendations for stock market, so to buy and sell shares in Brazil. And there was a problem with 2 other founders that we were 3. So one is in the stock market, the other was the, you know, the computer guy, the coder guy. I started with my journey coding, but I realized that I'm better a business guy, better creating teams than coding. So like I said, the dark stream is not my place. So I prefer to, you know, to do the other things. But in that time, so that there was these 2 guys, and there was a huge problem in this relationship, you know, and that was why I gave up from this idea, and the you know, that the startup didn't move forward. So look around you, look at your business partners. If you don't have, it's very important to have. I understand. I am an angel investor as well, and I know that it's very, very common to say that, you know, so if you are a lonely entrepreneur doing your journey, your company, it's not easy. and it's not easy because it's only you. And investors and funds will think the same. So if you are 2 or 3, it's better because you can, combine your skills, and it's easier to, to pass through barriers and some problems. And so that's the point. We have a lot of things to do, and sorry to talk here, but the time, I think now it's over, and I can help you with any kind of question. I also am available if anybody are thinking about, ideas, or are creating a company or startup that are looking for Brazilian or in America market. I'm here. I can help you. I have, and I'm participating in a lot of mentorships. So I am also providing some mentoring to companies in Brazil and abroad. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks, Alex. Now we are open for question answers. So people, if you have any questions, any queries, anything you want to ask. So let's make it more interactive. Let's use this opportunity, because I understand how occupied Alex is, because specifically it is the harvesting season, as he told me, and he has to take this window out from his busy schedule, time window out for you guys. So let's use this opportunity. So guys, please be interactive. Ask any questions you have. I think Alex, you explained it so well, people don't have much questions.
Okay.
No, the point here is like what takeaways I could see from your session is, or your journey is specifically is, first and foremost is that we need to understand the customer and we need to engage with them, build relationship with them before doing the business further, because that's how we can succeed in the long term. And
customer centric.
Yes, it has to be customer centric, and it not just end with the sale, but the customer engagement and relationship should be the goal. Similarly, we need to have this technology adoption in the solution part, which can make the usage pretty real time, and it is user friendly, also seamless it could be. Also, as an entrepreneur, one need to keep updating about the knowledge and the skill set. They need to keep updating about the market and of the technology skill set that is required. And secondly, core team is important. One need to build a core team. A strong core team is important. Your co-founders, you need to build it to go ahead. And finally, one should not.
You will create. There's some sentence like that. So like you will create a maybe 1 million, 2 million, or 10 million company by yourself. But if you wanna, build a 1,000 million and billion unicorn company, you need people. You need to, to share your dream, and you need to attract people to share part of your business. This is very important. Stock options, investing, and things like that. To to attract, to keep them, and to grow fast. And I always say, Satyendra, that the well said is better. Well, if you said something well said, like is not enough. You need to do things, you execute, like we said. But it's important to say that you need to, if you think about the best, sometimes the good enough is the good enough. So people, it's very common to, okay, I will wait until I have the perfect product. So you are not hearing, you're not looking at your customer, first problem. And even if you are, okay, you are, but let's try it. Let's make MVP. Let's try the first version and then evolve it with your customer, not, expecting the perfect product.
Oh, yeah, that's great. Yeah, and finally, the final thing with your journey we have learned is that one need not to be afraid of the failures. In fact, one should always learn from their failures, at the same time build on your strengths. And that's how you can build a successful or a sustainable business the way you have built. So participants, there's a final call for the questions. If you have any further questions, please do ask.
Yeah, hi, I have one question. Hi, Alexander. So I'm working in this waste to wealth sector. So one of the component is also like 2G ethanol or bioethanol. So there has been a lot of talk in India recently about blending of bioethanol with petrol, and I understand like Brazil has done it, successfully, maybe even 20% blending or even more. So I just want to understand from you, like how has Brazil, been successful in this objective?
In ethanol, yeah.
Yeah, ethanol, bioethanol.
Yeah, so sugarcane, you maybe you realize that I didn't mention sugarcane in our roadmap. Why? Because sugarcane is very centralized. It's different of other crops that are, run by regular farmers. So yeah, sugarcane is very important in Brazil, but it's cultivated and by some big companies. So there are not small farmers producing sugarcane, but of course it's a very professional and well developed a sector. So they have it's like a chain. They produce the sugarcane, and it's very close to this industries, this places that will process this sugarcane, and they use a lot of it to alcohol, like a fuel, and other uses. So they are building plastic and other things from alcohol, from ethanol. But it's a very concentrated area in Brazil. There are some opportunities. It's much like a B2B, like a business to corps negotiation. There are some startups that are growing in this sector. We decided not to prioritize because this centralized situation, and they put the prices in the solution. You can't spread. You can't scale, because this is another point, very important, Satyendra, is to say that we need solutions that can scale. Because if you scale, you can, of course, your company will grow, but of course you can reduce the cost for the end user, and you can provide more value because you will be bigger. But about if you have any specific question about ethanol, I can answer. But in general, is this some here in the south we don't have. It's very concentrated in southwest, in the countryside of Minas Gerais and countryside of São Paulo. There is 2 states, and there are some parts in Mato Grosso, but it's very common in the countryside of 2 states. It's Minas Gerais and São Paulo.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Okay, no, you're welcome.
Thanks, Alex. So any further questions we have? So I don't think we have further questions, Alex. But yes, thanks everyone. Specific thanks to Alexander and Somvi for their time. Once again, want to repeat, guys, if you want any kind of incubation support or startup support, we have iRise Technology Business Incubator at ICR Mohali for your help. You can directly email to ceotbi@icrmohali.ac.in, or you can follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn at ICRMTBI, or visit our website www.icrmtbi.com. At the same time, there is Innovation Mission Punjab has launched ROAR program, where applications are open till 15th of December, where you can submit your idea and you can win the cash prize up to ₹2 lakhs and get the mentorship from best of the people around. Also, you'll get the acceleration support and incubation support. So with this, thank you, everyone. So we're ending this session. See you next time. Anything you want to add, Alex or Somvi?
Yeah, and you can reach me in LinkedIn as well. Just look to Alexandre Shekin, like it's written here. in my screen. So please feel free to reach me.
Fine. Thank you. Thank you once again, guys. Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye bye. Have a nice evening.
Yeah.
Namaste, my friends.